Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first F1 Roundtable podcast. I'm your host, Fez. Along with me this evening are Monit, and Nestor. Today, we're going to discuss everything that has happened up to the eve of the COVID stricken F1 2020 season, starting with what the fans have seemed to have forgotten the big Mercedes. They got very, very lucky now. Since they decided to do this for 1 year, and the regulations that were supposed to be introduced in 2021 got moved over to 2022. Now they have 2 years of this 2019 Mercedes shed with them. So, what do you think about the performance, guys? What do you think? What do you expect?
I'd like to start off by saying that, see, there's no harm in the way they have designed the car, and it's for F1 to decide whether it's right or wrong, or if it complies with the regulations for 2020. But yeah, the overall idea and sticking to like a Mercedes design seems to be really working for the pink Mercedes as labeled it.
I mean, even if we look, back in history, there are a lot of teams that have just purchased the last year's cars from the top teams, and it's fine. The FI has approved it, so I don't see it should be a problem now.
Yeah, I guess because there were concepts that were also copied down throughout the grid when one team like innovated. So
Yeah, but like what their plan was, it was just a 1 year plan. So now they just got lucky just because the regulations got pushed over. So that's
I feel like this exploitation of regulation might not continue for the future seasons, and FI might just let force this Racing Point just let go with this one, and
Yeah.
I feel like they're legally correct over there.
I mean,
So we might not
To
be
be
able to see design being followed by other teams or being purchased by other teams in the future seasons, I guess.
yeah,
that might stop.
2022 this is gonna stop. Yeah, definitely.
But say Force India Racing Point is still, it's like they're really good right now in the 2020 season. With the cars being frozen for 2021, they could be really consistent over the next 2 years.
And like the money is real big. The difference in prize money is real big. So that they're getting lucky with like having 2 seasons of a great Mercedes car already with them, which they have copied, not bought. We are not implicating that they have bought it, but yeah, that design would work. That design would work really good.
They say inspired, but
I mean,
even
That's
the Haas 2019 was an inspired car of Ferrari 2018 car. So it goes both
I
ways.
mean, as long as FI is not declaring it as copied, it's pretty much inspired in my opinion.
yeah.
Us basically just buys the parts that you can from another team anyway.
I mean, even looking at the Haas 2020 car, it's a copy of the. You can see it's a copy of the 2019 Ferrari. Like even the engine intake is the same shape. The side pods look very similar. The packaging is really similar to the 2019 Ferrari. So like maybe Haas could get lucky. No one's talking about that, but we'll know in
For
a
a
couple of
team that
days.
is comparatively new and is not completely invested in the entire budget for research and development, they are fine with purchasing technology from teams that have already tried it out. And who knows, they might just be quite successful by doing so and reducing their budget for future research and development and can focus the
Maybe
budget
Williams
on.
should try that out.
Yes, Williams should definitely try that out.
I mean, they are just too proud to be Williams to do that. So I can understand that. That's understandable. But yeah,
See, due to the pandemic, I feel like the budgets are going to be shaken very heavily, especially for the teams which are like midfield and beyond, basically.
I mean,
So
Yeah,
in
yes, because of-
2021 there are already 145 million. So
yeah, like it seems because of the new rules, like Williams is like for sure going to be last for this year as well as the next year because like of the rules that FI has introduced of like carrying over this year's car. So
I mean, if they messed up this year's car, they're effectively messing up next year's car. But the
yeah,
biggest talking point is like when normally as planned there was this 2021 rule change, the budgets weren't frozen in 2020. So what happened was the teams were free to invest as much as they want in their new designs for 2021. Now the designs have been carried over to 2022, but the budget cap still comes in 2021. So all those new cars that are going to be designed now will be designed according to the budget cap, so no one gets a bigger advantage. Like in the paddock, someone said people won't forget how to design a good car, but still they will be limited with their budget. So that's a good point. That's a good point.
Limiting the budget actually makes things much more fair comparatively. So there's no like the front field, the midfield, and the remainder, as you say. So maybe we'll see a lot of teams coming forward if there's a budget cap, and we'll see them like battling next to the top contenders, I guess. And
Possibly new teams.
Oh, the Panzer F1 is also looking to get in, and there's a talks of some other SMP racing, some people trying to get into the F1.
Aston Martin's already coming in next year.
I mean, but yeah, it's the same investment from Lawrence Stroll, so that's understandable.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe we'll get 22 cars in 2022. Let's see. Let's hope for the best. And also looking at who's like going to trouble the top three. Now, this big Mercedes which you're talking about, Racing Point, does look good. But what about McLaren? They made a big leap last year. What do you think where that is?
Yeah, I think it's going to be close between McLaren and Racing Point. But I guess in Racing Point, Perez would be much more nearer to the top three than Lance Stroll. And whereas McLaren would be having two drivers that would be like pushing the team
Consistent.
forward. Yeah. So I guess maybe
I feel like McLaren's core strategies just stops them from contending with even their field rivals. So my bet should be placed on Racing Point in this case, and I would feel like Racing Point would be challenging the top contenders more than any other midfielder.
That is for 2020 and 2021.
Yes.
like for 2021, like McLaren is a bit confused because of the engine change that's coming around. So
I mean, yeah, McLaren.
Mercedes engines.
21, yeah,
so there are chances of it. Yeah, there are chances of it.
It could fail.
Yeah, there are chances of it even falling further in the constructors' standings. So you never know.
Yeah, even because of the token system that has been introduced for 2021, they won't be able to make any changes to the chassis to get more performance. I mean, even Andreas Seidel said that Mercedes will be giving the performance, but they can't do anything on the aero side. So that's a big bummer.
It could go one of two ways. Maybe they're really good, or then it's just really bad.
Yeah. They are just hoping for the best in 2022, I guess.
Yeah. But then you have Daniel Ricciardo as well, so maybe.
Maybe. And talking about the driver market, do we really
But
want
that's
to? Do we really want to?
that's a no.
Straight up answer.
I think he has done. He should move on. He should focus on winning the Triple Crown. I think F1 is done.
He should
Yeah, I guess-
come back. He should come back.
I have to disagree with you on that.
Why more?
The F1 fans still miss him. Everyone wants to see Alonso back on track and win a world championship. And
The main reason
he wants it more
I
than
feel like
anyone.
he should.
He just be like,
Yeah, obviously, but I think he has had his time. He's had his chance. Now there are a lot of young drivers waiting who could.
I guess he's past his
Finish.
time. So like he should accept the fact that he's good. He's good, but now I guess his time is over. Like there are few young guns that are like performing really well in the junior categories. So.
And even I
Exactly.
agree, like, he's not gonna, like, it's sad to say, but he's not gonna ever get a chance to win a world championship just because, like, only one seat's available that, from the looks of it. And it's a Renault, and they're still in a rebuilding phase. Will they be able to win a championship in 2022?
I highly doubt that.
Probably not.
So, like,
no, that's not possible for a 2022.
exactly, and he's already what? I guess he's turning 40 this year. Or maybe he's already 40, I'm not too sure, but then another 3 years, our championship at 43, highly unlikely.
On the topic of 40, Kimi Raikkonen.
I mean,
I don't
I guess-
want him to win a world championship. I just want him to be there in F1.
I mean, makes sense. I mean, even for 2021, it makes sense because the cars get carried over. It's good
Yeah,
to have.
true. Or maybe
So,
Ferrari's
I
probably
hope that-
thinking,
I hope the teams
Ferrari.
don't reject him, even if it's like a midfield or anything beyond that. That's completely fine. Just keep him in the loop. Don't take him.
probably
out.
not coming back to a top team.
He probably won't be coming back. There won't be any top teams. Top teams are focusing towards younger.
Yes, yes. The world championship dream for Kimi Raikkonen is pretty much dead. I feel like.
He's already won a world championship though.
Correct. Another one is dead now. We can't imagine.
Yeah, exactly.
And also talking about the world champions, what do you think will happen with the Bottas?
It's a big tricky question, I guess. It all depends on his performance this year as well as George Russell's performance this year in the Williams. So
Lewis Hamilton
I
needs another world championship to break records. So Mercedes
think
is
Lewis
Lewis
On
will
that.
definitely gonna.
Lewis
stay.
will definitely
There's no question about it. The only question is Bottas. Like, see now what problem Mercedes are facing right now, as I feel like, is like Lewis is already 35. Maybe he'll extend 2 or 3 more years, then he's 38, and that's it for him. This is probably his last deal that he'll be negotiating with Mercedes. And when he leaves, who does Mercedes want to have in the team? A very experienced Bottas at 33 years of age, or a Russell and someone younger to partner? What do you like? They have to plan this for the future, because if they replace Bottas right now with Russell, and when Hamilton leaves, they don't have a top end driver. They don't have the experienced driver. And Bottas has a lot of experience. He can take the fight up to Hamilton. He has his days, but he can do it. On
the
the
chances that 2 seasons down, maybe Mercedes is gonna prefer Bottas as its primary driver, for like they focus the entire points for that driver. But for the current season and the next 2 seasons, I don't think Mercedes is gonna focus on Bottas as their primary driver.
No, not the primary driver, but they still have to think that down that line, right? Because if
Yeah,
they say they
that
sack
Bottas
Bottas right
have-
now,
Do it from the very first race
I mean,
in every sequence.
yeah,
If there's any mistakes, his chances just go down immediately.
yeah, definitely.
I
You never
definitely
know.
want to see George in Mercedes because I think he's just wasted talent in Williams. So he needs to get to a top team.
yeah, and like you never know, even Danny Rick might be open to join a Merc when there's a seat open. You never know.
I mean that's always gonna be there. That's always gonna be
Yeah,
there.
like Merck can have George Russell in one seat and the other seat an experienced driver from another team would be like open to join the team if it performs as it is performing at the current stage. So
I mean, yeah.
Looking at the
Also-
way Mercedes works, I don't think they'll ever go for Daniel Ricciardo in for a seat of Mercedes. I doubt that would
Yeah,
ever
true.
happen. We'll see that.
They'll probably this. I mean, George Russell is definitely going to Mercedes at some point.
Yeah, and Ocon is also free up in 2022. Like he's only at
Yeah,
Renault
he's
for
still-
2020 and 2021. 2022 is still
exactly.
open
They have
for
like considerably good options compared to Daniel Ricciardo, so they might not ever opt for Daniel, even in the future.
maybe. Sad about him not
But-
joining Ferrari though, because he had those discussions for many years, and he still lost the seat to Sainz. It's sad. I feel sad for him.
But I think if he sticks around at McLaren, they could be really strong in 2022 with the
Oh,
Mercedes
yeah.
engines and the new car.
Yeah, definitely. That could be a big thing. Like they are the dark horses.
Yeah.
And also,
Also, what do you think about Red Bull for this season?
Yeah, that's what I was going for. Like they do look quick. I mean, Ferrari definitely does seem like the third fastest car on the grid right now.
First 2 races in Austria, that's like Red Bull. So they're the strongest there, probably.
They are the
see
strongest,
multiple
but
podiums
but
around
Mercedes-
Red Bull from those races.
Mercedes definitely does have a good track record there too. Like
Exactly.
Bottas has always
they'll-
finished on the podium there. So
Verstappen's not gonna let him rest.
yeah, no, that's never gonna happen. That's never gonna
yeah,
happen.
let's hope that Verstappen gives a proper fight to Lewis for the championship, run for his money this year. maybe.
Hopes and dreams. And also talking about performance of the Mercedes, like when they switched to the black livery, no one thought of this. Now a silver coat of paint on a car, and it's a carbon fiber car, so it's a dark colored car, and they have to put a light color on it. That takes up every layer is 2 to 3 kgs, and they definitely have to put down 3 layers of paint to make that car properly silver as it has always been. But now when they change the color of the car and move it to black, they only need 2 coats of paint, not that third coat of paint, and every coat of paint is 2 to 3 kilos, and every kilo saves them about 0.2 seconds per lap. So they just gained an advantage just like that that wasn't their point, but they did get an advantage. I'm assuming they are 0.5 seconds faster just because of the change of the color.
0.5 is a lot.
It is a lot because now see 3 kilos, right? And every kilo saves, the car is
Around,
3
yeah.
faster. So 3 kilos of paint. Imagine that.
That's true.
So that's gonna be there. I guess Mercedes is definitely gonna take the constructors at least. Maybe Max can shake up something, but let's see.
The black suits though.
Oh, they look awesome. They do look awesome.
Mercedes should stick to a permanent black shade in their liveries in the future, I feel like.
Sure, man. They should do that. They should. I don't think they would. They want to stick to their silver hair.
Yes.
Well, at least it doesn't look like a toothpaste, so I'm fine with that.
Yeah, that Williams car, dude. Even that F1 channel on YouTube, Tomo F1, he posted a photo like against a Sensodyne toothpaste packing, and like, wow, yeah, that definitely is a toothpaste livery. That definitely is a toothpaste livery. Yeah. So yeah, what do you think about the pecking order of the teams this season? Top 3?
Merc, Red Bull and Ferrari, I guess.
Yeah, and both probably would be Racing Point for me at least.
Yeah, I'd say Merc, Ferrari, Red Bull, and then Racing Point.
I would like to, for the 4th position, I would go for McLaren, maybe.
Yeah, maybe they could
it
do
would be
something.
close. Yeah, it would be close between those two, Racing Point and McLaren.
Yeah, sure. We are not even counting Renault there, are we? They have a different design here this time, so it still looks bulky. The car still looks bulky, but that front nose is something else. So let's see. So 6 for Renault. Or
Yeah.
maybe even AlphaTauri can give them a run for its money.
Yeah, because there are chances that Renault might rather take this year as an halt and rather focus on the next year, carry on the concept. So maybe it might have first thought that not to work on this car so much around, because previously, like as mentioned, there were going to be a rule change for 2021. So we never know.
So maybe they didn't concentrate as much as they needed to on this car, and now they're stuck for the 2 years.
Yeah. So I guess that might be a double-edged sword for them. So
Yeah, that makes sense. And the last team would definitely be Williams. And who would be 9th then?
us, for sure, because no updates planned for the season. So
Oh wow, that's sad for them, and then 7th would be Sauber. So that does complete the whole.
yeah.
Okay. And who would be the best of the rest this season? Perez or
Perez.
Sainz?
Parents.
What about you guys?
Sainz, I feel like he's got a lot of motivation since getting a contract for Ferrari.
It should definitely be a close fight between the two.
Yeah. Perez got a little more experience, so.
And he's a more a Sunday driver, so
Yeah, he's kind of the Sunday driver. Yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense. I'm
If
still
Sainz
sad
gets some
about.
TV time,
Yeah. He never does get that. No? Never does get that. I'm still sad about Vettel leaving. We just don't know what he'll be doing. This is probably his last season in F1 for the time being.
I'm
Yeah,
still
yeah.
sad about Vijay Mallya leaving, bro.
Whoa.
oh my god.
How can
we are
you?
hitting on the Desi points.
Even as Indian fans, don't you all miss him, man, regardless of all this.
We do.
Seeing
miss
him every year at Silverstone was like,
Exactly.
Yeah. There was some good times. I mean, oh well.
King of good times. King of good times.
He was the king of good times.
Yeah.
Well, now they have better financial support the team. So let's see. And I'm excited about the green Aston Martin livery. I mean, can't wait to see that. Can't wait to see that.
true.
Let's see.
Concepts coming. They look nice.
Yeah, they do look nice.
Also on liveries, like a lot of white cars this year.
A lot of white cars. I mean, that was
Three
also the
white
case
cars,
in
I think, right?
2018. That was also the case in 2018. The Sauber was like prominently white. The Williams was white.
Yeah,
And there
Williams was
also
white
one
and
more. I guess
uh,
Haas was also like it had more of a white. Like this time the Haas
Haas
was
was
prominently black, but like before it was more on the white side in 2018.
yeah. But this time there are like 3 proper white cars.
White cars, yeah. I mean, I've seen people complain like the Silver Arrows always win. So like this year, the Silver Arrows won't win anything. I mean,
Black arrows.
yeah. People's wishes have been heard. Anyway, also like in 2020, we have to be prepared. All the records are going to be broken. All the records are going to be broken. These cars are fast. And like 2022 cars will be 5 seconds slower just because of the regulation change. So that's going to be
Yes.
crazy. That's really going to be crazy.
Yeah, I guess this year would be like a benchmark year for the record for the next, I guess, big rule change or like.
Yeah, maybe next 5 years we are not gonna see any records broken.
Yeah.
Let's see. What do you guys think about the top 3 for the first race though?
I feel like Verstappen is gonna be somewhere.
Verstappen, Bottas, Leclerc maybe?
Oh, Bottas Leclerc does sound good because like Leclerc has some unfinished business there. And
Hamilton's
Bottas really goes.
never really been strong at Austria.
Yeah. I totally agree. Yeah. He never finished in the podium in Austria, I guess. Like for the past 4 years. In 2015, I guess he won the race, but that was it.
Like that was a controversial one.
Yeah, controversial one, big one. Nico losing his front wing and everything.
No, I wasn't he on the podium last year.
He was.
On the podium, it was Bottas.
Yeah, I guess it was Verstappen, Leclerc, and then Bottas.
Yeah,
Oh.
Hamilton was fourth last year.
Yeah, that's right there.
So yeah, let's see what happens. To the
What are your opinions walking
But
into
maybe-
the season
No,
right now?
I think Vettel will definitely have a point to prove, so he's gonna drive like he never has.
Yeah, maybe this is his best season.
And this would be like he would be like not give any shit to Leclerc
He's
or
like-
the team orders. Yeah.
I mean,
Fuck
he's never
team
been a good
orders,
guy. He's never
screw
been a
all
good
that.
guy for team orders. Like we've seen it with Weber, we've seen it with Ricardo, we've seen it with Leclerc. So he's never going to be good with team orders.
And
That's
this year
what-
will be elevated.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
would be really
Yeah.
elevated.
He's gotta learn to keep his cool.
I mean, we no
Or-
one wants a repeat of the
Which is
Brazil.
needed till some extent in
Exactly.
Formula, but not so much. I'm not a huge fan of Vettel personally, so I feel like I don't know. This is his last shot at whatever he can do at his career right now.
But where do you think he will go if he has to stay?
Maybe Aston Martin.
Okay.
Maybe Le Mans 24/7.
Oh, that is also maybe like just leave F1 altogether.
Nah.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess like.
That's probably the
this year-
most likely.
Yeah, like this year it proves that there's a pass of the baton from like new young guys are coming into the sport and the old ones are like leaving. So I guess you would agree that it's best to leave the sport at once. So not go. I would hope that he doesn't go for a midfield team and like stays there for 2 years and then leaves the sport. So,
Yeah, that would be much like a sabotage on his own career. So it's better if he just chooses to leave at once, which would be a good decision because he's had his fair share of popularity and the wins of World Championship. But let's
There's
see how
another
the season rolls out for him.
There's another
Yeah,
interesting factor for this season, like because so we're having double headers on the same circuit, but Pirelli is going to actually be giving different tires for both the for the different GPs.
No, I doubt the
As-
tires are the same for like throughout the season. The tires are same for all the teams. Like
No, I meant like for Silverstone this year. I think it's C1, C2, C3 for the first, and then like C2, C3, C4 for the next GP
oh
for
yeah,
like
yeah.
the same circuit. I'm not
Yeah,
sure
but-
of the exact number, but something like that.
Yeah, but I guess this year tire won't play a big role because all the teams are getting like the same set of tires. Like previous, we used to play around with that thing. So.
Yeah, also.
So they've got
They don't have the
more
option of
experience
choosing,
with
right?
it. Yeah, no, they have more experience of the tires because they're just carrying over the 2019 tires to 2020, and 2021 would be even more better for the teams because they've been using the same tire for the 2 years, so they have a lot of data and they exactly know what their car needs. So that's a big.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
It was like it would be difficult for the tires to continue for the next 2 years because like the cars would be upgraded and like the downforce would increase. Tire was designed the downforce that they had achieved in the year like 2018 and 19. So that can be a difficult one. Like we might get more problems of overheating and all. So
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Like I'm really excited for the race to start. I mean, let's go. Like let's.
Obviously, I
already
mean
go.
it's the longest ever wait.
Yeah, 7
Yeah, I
months,
guess-
7 minutes for a race. God damn.
And I used to think winter break was long.
like Christian Horner jinxed it. Like he mentioned that this was going to be the best season for the sport. But here we are.
Yeah.
Well, Boris Johnson said that it's the best year for Britain, but we know how it went.
Let's not go there, right?
Let's just say that things are unpredictable even for the rest of the season that
True.
we see right now. And let's be optimistic and finally we get to see one race
Finally,
is live this year.
we have Netflix at our homes. Let's see what happens this race. Alright then.
Alright.
Yeah, we
Yes.
end it here. And yeah, see you guys for the next one. We'll do a race rundown podcast kind of thing. Alright. See you guys later.
Alright.
Aye.
Bye.